So you've got your new Chromebook. Let's take a quick tour of some of the options and settings in Chrome. So if you want to use the settings for the Chromebook, if you come down to the bottom and the shelf will appear, and it's got the icons down here, the battery and the wireless. You just click on that, and this is where you would access some of these settings if you wanted to connect to a different Wi-Fi. When you take it home, this is where you would do it over here. It is automatically connected to the TPS sites when you log in. This computer does have Bluetooth, so if you want to connect that with some Bluetooth speakers or Bluetooth headphones for better audio, this is where you would do that. You've got a volume slider here. You've got a power button, lock screen, and you've got some additional settings here that generally go with your browser. It just gives you a more detailed amount of settings, change the wallpaper, the themes, etc. So that's where you'd find that. Now up in the browser, we have the Chrome settings. So this is more like your browser settings. And if you notice down here, there's another settings option, and that's going to take you to the exact same place we just were. So there's a couple of ways to get to the settings. You could use the three dots up here. You could come down here and use the sprocket. Your Chromebook has some unique buttons on the top shelf. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to take a look at those. So on the top shelf, you've got an escape button, which comes standard with most computer keyboards. So you've got the left arrow and the right arrow, which moves previous page or next page. You got your reload button, little circular arrow here. You've got the full screen button, which opens the page into a full screen. So if I press the full screen button, notice that the Omnibox in my bookmarks bar goes away. If I press it again, it comes back. Your next window button would be used if you're going to hook this up to a projector. You would do the next window button. We've got brightness down. We've got brightness up. These two right here. You've got a mute, get the volume up and down buttons, a lock screen, and it also has a search button, which is where you would normally find the shift lock button. So those are the unique buttons to this particular Chromebook keyboard. Next thing we want to show you is the app launcher. So down here, if you drag your icon, your mouse down here, you notice that the shelf appears with some apps that I've already preloaded. Well, the app launcher is this small circle right here. So we're going to click that, and it is going to give you a list of apps. Now, I have a lot of apps on here because I've been using this for a while. If you want to add apps, you go to the web store, which is this right in the middle here. It says web store. You can also type in here web store, and that would get you to the web store. So if we click on web store, it goes to the browser, and this sends you to the web store. And if you hear about a web extension, a theme, an app, a game, this is where you would add those things. And they would, once you add it, it would appear in your app tray, which is right here. Now, let's say you have a particular app that you use a lot, and you want to pin it to the tray, which makes it more quickly accessible. So let's say we want to do, because we're going to have a lot of questions, we're going to need the Get Help app. So all you do is go to the app page, click on the icon, drag it down to the tray, and there it is. Now I've got this one opens my files, this one checks my Xfinity email, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. You can do this however you want. If you find that you don't need this, you can right click it and hit unpin, and that will send it back. That will send it back. So you see it's not here anymore, but if you go here, then it's back in your app tray. So we've pinned item to the shelves, and I showed you how to find and install extensions. So if you do find an extension that you want, let's see, solitaire is always fun. Never hurts to have a solitaire game on here. So you click on solitaire and you would add it to Chrome. It's checking to make sure that it is compatible, and then you would add the app. It's going to download the app. It's quite a big app. So now if I go back to my app launcher, you will see that Solitaire is there. And if I launch the Solitaire app, I can start to play. We won't do that right now. So, showing you how to finally use the settings on the Chromebook, talk to you about the top row buttons, how to use the app launcher, how to pin items to the shelf, how to find and install extensions, our last stop on the tour here. These up here are your extensions. If you've used Chrome for a while, you probably have some extensions. They add functionality to your browser. They do little things that perhaps the browser doesn't already do. So for instance, I've got, you see this little orange circle that surrounds my icon, that's an extension. To get to your extensions, if you right click onto any of the extensions up here and go to Manage Extensions, it's going to send you to the extensions page and it's going to list all of your extensions. But what we want to do is we want to get more. And it sends you back to the same place. It sends you back to the web store. So extensions are things which work inside the browser. Apps and games are stuff that pops up externally to the browser, almost like little mini programs. So I think that's all we've got for this time around. So now you should be able to get started using your Chromebook and your Chrome browser together to enhance your teaching. I hope this is helpful, and we will see you on the next video.